Well, a change of venue this year for John Carty. Was it Greensboro Day School? Now he's wearing new colors, got a new school, and got a new title in some ways. I mean, still coaching basketball, but also now an athletic director. What brought about this change? How did this all come together for you?
I love my time at the day school, but I felt like I needed to take the next step. And, I think the world of Coach Johnson, as everybody does at the day school, and I don't ever see him leaving that place.
Yeah.
So
you wanted to do some more things. In order to do those, you had to go someplace else.
I did, and I loved my time at the day school, but I was looking for something different, something challenging, something to help me grow.
Now, you growing into the athletic director's role there, were you able to pick up any things from Freddie while you were at the day school about being an AD?
You always learn vicariously through Freddie and how he handles everything. I don't know how he does everything that he does. And I've learned, I have so much more respect for what he does.
I can imagine.
The learning curve for me has been steep. And I feel like when I go in the morning to get that to-do list complete, when I leave at the end of the day, it's a lot longer than it was when I came in.
It's been doable, though, right? Been manageable.
It's been manageable. It's some long days, but I'm learning a lot. I feel great that we got 9 teams up and running this year.
That's pretty darn good, yeah.
So I'm really thankful for the parents and their support getting the kids to practices and games, because we don't have transportation, so the parents have to get them everywhere.
So after school, they got to pick the kids up and take them to practice.
That's right. The coaches do a great job organizing the carpool, and the parents have been
So where do you
amazing.
practice? I know maybe some different places. Where do you practice?
We're all over.
Yeah.
Speaking of basketball, we have a PE space in the back for the school, and the girls practice there just because it was a little bit easier for me. I have a few extra responsibilities at school. I help drive the bus. I teach 4 classes. So it was easier to keep the girls at school and practice them there.
When you teach those 4 classes, those 4 classes that require detailed preparation, or how's
It's
that?
one, it's the same class. It's either a health or a physical education. So it's one preparation.
How are the church people to work with? I mean, using their church, using their facility, I guess, on Highway 68. How are those people to work with?
Andy, they are super.
Open arms, right?
Pastor Tolan and Marion and Mark have just
So Mr.
been
Tolan,
over
he's the guy we've
that.
seen on TV occasionally on those commercials, yeah.
They have been tremendous. They are a wonderful bunch of people out there, and they've been great to us.
How did the school come about? Was this like from a state charter that set this all up? How did the school come about?
Mary Catherine Sauer and is the one who pretty much got everything rolling. And they're going off that classical model, sort of the old school that you and I are familiar with when it comes to education. Now technology's pretty much taking over the kids' lives, and if you see kids, they're on their phones from dusk till dawn.
That's it.
So,
No doubt about it. If you can ever garner some of their attention, if you've got a website or got an information source, and if they happen to land up on your site, you feel pretty good about it as much as they go around, that's for sure.
As I tell them in class, they should be the smartest generation in the history of the world because they have so much information.
So many resources.
At their fingertips. You can ask any question and get an answer like that. So I like their vision, and when I met with Mary Catherine, and I met with Anna Cobb, and I met with Joanne Varsity, Director of Operations, Hannah's principal, I really like the direction that they wanted to go.
Is this, let's break it all down for the young at heart, old at heart, those who are just kind of wondering, is this a state association school or a private school? How do you classify the school?
It's for us, it's an independent. The private schools are members of the North Carolina Independent School Athletic Association, and the public schools are members of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. And we looked at joining that, but with them doing the realignment now and not having any permanent facilities for us, we thought it was best for us to wait. So we're playing as an independent. We actually joined a conference for the spring. So
who's in that conference? Are the charter schools?
It's with Cornerstone. We've got the Forsyth Home Educators, Triad Math and Science, North Carolina Leadership Academy, Carter G. Woodson, Millers Creek Christian. They're adding Clover Garden next year, and First Christian out of Winston-Salem.
Wow. So are you guys more like, say, are you like a Greensboro Day? Are you like a Bishop McGinnis? Are you like a New Garden Friends? What do you kind of like in some ways? Anything you can compare it to?
Athletically or
just overall, including everything?
I think probably somewhere between a public school and a private school. I think that's the best way, because when you talk about curriculum,
must be a new gray area there. Then we haven't seen that much of in the past. Kind of a new gray area.
Yeah, and we as a new school trying to go outside the box and schedule some games, but the surrounding schools have been great.
Do you see yourself getting in the state association one day, kind of like what Bishop McGinnis did when they joined in?
We hope to.
Yeah,
we hope to. And being a charter school that, until you have a lottery, anybody that applies can come.
So there is no lottery right now.
Right now, we anticipate next year being somewhere between 250 and 300 students.
Right.
And we'll be 9, 10, 11 next year.
9, 10, 11. Okay.
And then the year after that, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the plan is to get to 800 students, and we're going to break ground.
Yeah.
Hopefully. In June or July.
Where would that be located?
It's out of Yanceyville and Leach Chapel.
Okay.
Over there by the Curb Market.
Got your little store in the middle of the road. Okay.
Yeah. So, we're excited about that. Can't wait to see a permanent structure.
I can imagine. How long will it take to put that building up?
About 9 months.
About 9 months. So you should be in there probably in the fall of 2017, maybe?
That's right.
Yeah.
We can't wait till the first day we can walk into school and take the kids in the gym. So,
yeah.
It's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding.
What's the model you guys went by for your school? Was there a model you followed, another school or another layout you guys looked at, kind of channeled yourself after?
I think Thomas Jefferson Charter School, and there's one in Raleigh too.
What about this one here about Randolph County, about the Uori Charter? Is anything like you guys, a little bit different, Uori Charter?
I don't know too much about them. I would imagine it's fairly similar, but just in terms of the curriculum.
But like you say, it's open enrollment right now for kids interested.
Correct.
And they don't have to pay a fee to go there, I don't guess.
Correct.
How do they get accepted? How does that application process work? Do they apply at your school or apply through the state, through the county? How is that?
They can apply online, or they can come out of school and apply and send in an application, and then when they decide to enroll, there's an enrollment packet that they fill out, and then they sit down and meet with the academic advisor to map out their, depending whether it's 2-year, 3-year, 4-year plan.
When they apply the plan, they look at the plan. You're looking at the plan based on academics as much as anything.
Correct. And we require our students to take 1 year of Latin. Studies show that Latin helps more on standardized tests, so that's part of the curriculum. And then they offer logic and rhetoric, and Coach Free actually teaches some of our logic. So I love where we're going.
How much input did you have as far as the sports programs you started this year? Did you choose the sports that you wanted to have this year? Was that a guideline somebody else provided for you?
They started, when they submitted the charter, they submitted and said, we want to have these 9 sports. And in the fall, we offered volleyball, cross country, and boys soccer. Wintertime, we had boys basketball, girls basketball, and cheerleading. And then in the spring, we've got baseball, we've got girls soccer, and we've got a track team. And then we also have a club golf team that one of the parents has helped set up, and they get to practice, 2-3 days a week. And
where does the track team work at? Do they work at the Hebrew Academy?
They work out some at the school, and then some at Dudley High School. They've been out there.
Okay, gotcha.
And High Point Athletic Complex.
Yeah, over there around Simeon Stadium. Tracks over there. Gotcha.
And that's where our track meets are held too, so it works out okay.
How about the school schedule? Do you go by the same schedule as the Guilford County schools? Or you got your own schedule?
It's fairly similar to Guilford County, but if you talk about a typical day, we have 7 class periods, 3 days a week, and then we have a modified block schedule 2 days a week. So that's a little bit different. All our kids can have a study hall in one of those 7 periods. They'll need 24 credits to graduate, and they have to have one of Latin, one of PE. So they have some flexibility in the schedule and what they do. But it's a little bit different, and the kids it's probably good for them. They see their teachers 4 days a week, and that modified block is good for the teachers because they can get more in depth. You can do labs. You can have a little bit longer tests on those days. And for us, it's Tuesday, Wednesday that we have that modified block where they go.
Was that hard to get used to for some of the kids? New type of scheduling?
It is. It took a while for everybody to get used to. So, there were some times where, okay, where am I supposed to be? What class do I have right now? But everybody got settled in, and we got a bell system working, so everybody knows when they're supposed to go, where they're supposed to be.
How about your holiday schedule, vacation schedule, all those things?
Pretty similar to the public schools.
Probably works out best to kind of keep it as close to them as you can as possible, since some of the families and all kind of are involved with others at the same time in the public schools.
Absolutely correct. It makes it easier on those families that do have children in different places.
How tough was it getting the scheduling going this year, trying to get these teams to get on your schedule? How tough was that?
Oh,
and when did you start on
it? Was a lot of work. I officially started July 1st. And, if I had to do over again, there were some things I would have changed and done differently. But, I just reached out to a lot of schools in the area, and they were very receptive. We got a great response from, High Point Christian. Corey's, he scheduled us in multiple sports. Same at Wesleyan. Jeff Stoller at Bishop.
Were you scheduling this as a varsity level or a JV level or both?
We did everything at the JV level.
Gotcha.
So, for some sports it's tough to find games. JV girls basketball is tough, and JV girls soccer has been tough trying to find some games. But, all in all, I think we played a pretty good schedule for first year.
How'd you go about selecting your coaching staff?
We tried to interview early on, so we could have those in place. We got a fairly late start for the fall sports, but I think we did a really good job in the wintertime, and I can't speak highly enough of Ken Free, heading our boys basketball program. I think he's the perfect role model for our students. And, in the springtime, we got Chris Alley coaching our baseball team, and he's gung-ho about baseball.
Oh, yeah. and you got Mr. Johnson, too. Is that right? Is there a Johnson involved, too, along with Allie? Who works with Allie? Allie do it all?
He's doing it all by himself.
I got you. So Allie's the main man.
He's the man. And, he does a great job teaching the kids, what we want, fundamentals.
I know Allie, if he could find a way to get one of his children there, he'd love to get him over there, too. It'd be good for the team, but he can't do everything.
I hear his son's really good.
He's a good pitcher.
I can't wait to go see him play. My wife and I moved down to that side of the county, and I want to go out there and watch his son pitch. I hear he's pretty good.
Did you go looking for coach first or teacher first when you put this staff together?
Well, we were trying to hire coaches from within, but that didn't work very well.
I got you. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
And we have to hire based on our budget. So all of our coaches this year have volunteered their time, which has been exceptional. And I've been extremely happy with where we are.
That makes it real nice, yeah.
So we have Samantha Spurzel, who's coaching our girls soccer team. She's on staff with us. She teaches some Latin classes for us this year. Next year she's going to be teaching some PE classes as well. So it's nice to have somebody on staff. It makes it a little easier on the AD for communication.
Exactly.
And I think they get a really good understanding of the kids when you get to teach them every day. And I think that helps when it comes to coaching. When I think back on my career as a coach, the more time you can spend with those kids in the classroom, the better you understand who they are as people, and that makes your job as a coach so much easier.
Makes it tough sometimes, too, on the teacher. If the coach is not teaching, if he just comes in for practice, he's had it kind of easy in some ways that day, not having to go through all that daily grind of what else all goes in and around the school and the classroom, all the drama of the day. If he just steps in, he says, they don't know what's going on. But from your standpoint, was one of those factors for you that you really felt like you had to continue coaching, studying that coaching to go along with the AD, or do you think you could have just came out maybe it's just the AD?
Andy, I thought about coming in just as an AD, but I just love to coach.
Oh, you have to.
It gets in your blood, and
no doubt.
That even when I left the day school, that was the toughest part of leaving, because you build such good relationships with the kids, and some of those kids over there I taught since 4th grade.
That's amazing.
And you just, and actually my daughter's over here tonight. and you end up where some of those girls remind you so much of your daughter. So I think as a coach, it really helps.
Was it the challenge you were looking for at the right time for you? The challenge you were looking for here?
I don't know. I don't get much sleep, Andy.
I can imagine. You're almost like an airplane pilot in some ways, driving this plane right now.
There's a lot of hats you have to wear, but it's been everything I thought. It's been a little bit more challenging and difficult, but, as we say in education, you're always learning.
Every day,
and no matter what you do, and that's the message I try to give the kids that I teach. No matter what you do in life, you're going to continue to learn every day. So I guess I'm living proof.
What about the long-term plan for the Piedmont Classical School sports? What's the long-term plan?
We hope at one point to move into the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Based on our enrollment, probably a 1A, but based on their reclassification, it's probably 3, 4, 5 years down the road for us. But once we get to 800 students and we get the facilities on site, I think that would be the next step for us.
What do you think the long-term plan is for you? I know you hadn't had time to even look at the long-term plan. You're still working on the short-term plan. But do you think it's one of those things where you're at Piedmont Classical School and this could be the instant classic you need to keep you going the rest of your career?
It's been a great experience for me, and I want to see our school and our programs be successful. And you try to take the culture that you want and model what you want in your teams and your coaches and go from there. And I feel like, 5, 7, 10 years down the road, we'll be in a good place.
Yeah, you could get this going in over a 10-year period. You'd have this in real good shape, you would think.
And there's so many kids out there. And I feel like I play a small part, but as teachers, as educators, as coaches, we try to do the best we can every day, and we want to touch the lives of kids.
It's like being the father of our country. You're kind of like the father of the Piedmont Classical School. Piedmont Classical School movement. Got to call this maybe a movement in some ways too, kind of the movement.
I appreciate that. It's been a great experience for me, and I'm really happy.
How about the players? What are the young ladies? You have a couple ladies with us tonight?
We have Taylor Hill, who was our leading scorer this year.
All right.
And we have Caroline Varsey, who is Taylor Hill's actually a sophomore.
Okay.
And then we have Caroline Varsey, who is a freshman, and she was our point guard this year. And
Taylor Hill is our first young lady?
Yes, sir.
And Caroline's last name?
Varsey, V-A-R-S-I.
V-A-R-S-I?
Yes, sir.
Almost like varsity, but varsity.
That's right.
Let's go with Taylor Hill. Let's bring Taylor in.
Andy, thank you so much for your time. I really
absolutely. I mean, it's good always see because you're always doing something out of the box. That's what it's all about.